This is Solo people, and welcome to episode 35 of the Debrief. This is a Hungarian Grand Prix. I know it's a bit of a delay. We couldn't do nothing about it, but for all the people what listening on the audio podcast, like Spotify, iTunes, and Stitcher, remember to recommend the video to your friends. But today we're going to bring in my co-Qs, the co-Qs of the channel, co-owner of the channel, my partner in crime. He's Toto Hammer. So how's it going, Toto?
Yeah, going good, man. Can't wait to talk about the Hungary Grand Prix.
That's it, man. So what we're going to do, we're going to dive straight into it because we know these debriefs are only short. But we're only going to be talking about one topic today, and we know what it is, and it is McLaren. I'm going to ask you a very simple question, Toto. Do you think that McLaren was right to tell order Lando Norris? Because I know we didn't want to do it at the beginning because that's why the manager had to come on. Do you think it was all right for them to say, Lando, move over for Oscar Piastri, Oscar Piastri take to win, even though we know he had the strategy, and Lando second? What is your thoughts on it? It's very simple.
I think that they simply screwed Piastri in the strategy. They should have pitted him before Norris, but of course Norris pitted it earlier. And then Piastri had a little slowdown in the pits, and that's what caused him to lose time.
Yeah.
So, but overall, I think it was a fair decision for McLaren because, it shows that sportsmanship between these two teammates. I don't believe Lando was happy about it. That's just in my opinion. I don't think Lando was happy about it. But of course, it was a direct order. He had to do it in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was a fair decision for McLaren. Piastri, who's doing well all race. And look, all season, Lando's been bottling his starts. So that's something he needs to work on as well. So Lando did bottle the start. He didn't really get a good start. Piastri was professor driver for the majority of the race. And, a little mess up in the pits by McLaren. That's their fault. So, why not swap positions over? Seal the 1-2. Because even though Lando was proving the point by making the fastest lap, well, I still think that Piastri still got screwed in the strategy by McLaren. So, yeah, in my opinion, I think it's a fair decision. Lando proved his point in the end. It's like the engineer was talking to him. You prove your point. Getting the fastest lap of the race, getting the extra point. But, I just think it was a good decision for McLaren. I'm not sure if Lando liked it, but I think it was a good decision.
I'm kind of the opposite. I think at the time when it happened, I remember saying on the podcast, I said to you that they've done the right thing. I think they've done the right thing for allowing for basically team orders to say for Lando to move over. But now, a few weeks later, I'm kind of changing my mind. I think they should have made. I think Oscar Piastri should have stayed second. At the end of the day, the only one who's fighting for the world title is Lando Norris. Now, we know with teams, the constructors is the main one. They know. Everybody knows that the constructors is the main objective for a team because that's where the money comes in. Okay? Single drivers championship, that's just for the driver, but constructors is the money. So, as a team principal, as a team owner, as an institute, McLaren only care about the constructors. But you're going to look on the flip side as well. There's a chance. Either way, they're going to get the same points, aren't they? Either way, they're going to get a 1 and 2. So if you've got a driver like Lando Norris who's closer to Max Verstappen, I don't understand why they didn't just say to Lando, you stay in front, you're fighting for the world title. All right, Oscar Piastri might have been a bit peed off for a little bit, but I think he would have understood. I just think now, because we know this happened a few weeks ago, we just watched the news coming out not long ago that McLaren are going to make Lando Norris the main driver, the priority to be the basically it's going to be team order between him and Oscar Piastri. But I think the team order should have went then, and I think that kind of peed off Lando Norris. The last race we just watched, which we'll cover down the line. The last race we just watched. What was the last one again? We just watched. I forgot because was it what was the last race we just watched? Now was it what was the last race? Was it Italian Grand Prix? Yeah, Imola. The one we just watched, Imola. No, not Imola, Monza. Monza, they said at Monza, after Monza, I think in the press conference between the two drivers, there was a bit peed off. You could see they weren't talking to each other. And now, what they've done is now they put a statement out. They put a statement out in the paper, well, not the paper, the internet, saying that what's going to happen is that Lando Norris is going to be the main driver. We got him back. They
Sorry,
said that.
internet cut off.
Yes, all right. What I was saying is, after Monza, there was the two drivers was in the press conference together, and there was no communication really between the two drivers. Everybody saw it, what's happening, because obviously they're not doing the team orders. Straight after that, not long after that, McLaren, the press news came out and they said basically they're going to do team orders between the two drivers. Lando's going to be the main driver, and I think that's how it should be. That's how it should be, because Lando is catching up with Max Verstappen. I think what's happened is they didn't realize. I think when they done it when they done it in Hungary, they didn't realize how much that Red Bull was going to drop off in it. That's why I reckon they never said, the team orders. I probably thought it was a one-off in it. They didn't realize how much Red Bull was going to drop off. Nobody knew. Now you can see Red Bulls getting 5th and 6th in that year. They've dropped off a lot. They've dropped off a lot. So now they're looking at this situation, and I think McLaren are thinking, you know what? Maybe Lando can win this world title. They put it out in the press and said Lando's going to be doing team orders. What's your thoughts on that?
I just think McLaren needs to be more smarter.
But they said they're going to do that now.
Yeah, then that's good then.
Yeah.
I just think, Lando needs to be the main driver. And look, Piastri.
Do you think at the time, Hungary, yeah? We know that was a while back. Do you know what Hungary? When they told Lando he has to stay behind Oscar Piastri. Did you think at that time that McLaren was probably thinking they didn't realize how much Red Bull was going to drop off? You get me? Now they can see that the Red Bull's declining rapidly. They're probably thinking to themselves, you know what? Lando, there's a chance here. You get me? There's a chance.
Yeah, because I think at the time, right, you weren't dead certain that Red Bull was completely dropped down. Yeah. But now these races are starting to come along now that Red Bull is a huge drop in performance. Yeah, they probably didn't realise at the time. But I still think it was the right decision for McLaren to give Piastri the place back because, his strategy got screwed up. And in my opinion, if I was Piastri...
Yeah, fair enough.
And if I had my strategy screwed up, I'd be like, I want my position back. True. That was me.
But, and plus the team come first, and if the team tells you to do something, you got to do it.
But I still think Piastri has that grudge in his head that... Not like a grudge against Lando. I wouldn't say a grudge. That's going a bit too far.
If there would have been a grudge if he wouldn't have gave the spot back.
Yeah, but Lando did take long and he did think twice about it. So I think he was thinking for himself the first time, but I think he was always going to give a position back because the team was, of course, going to give him a direct order anyway. So, but yeah, about McLaren doing team orders, I think if they're going to do that, good decision. They need to win the title.
Yeah,
have both drivers up there because Piastri is, what an amazing driver, always getting up there, top two.
Yeah.
In that McLaren car.
It's Lando's time now, isn't it?
It's Lando's time because he's the closest, and I don't want to wait till it's mathematically impossible to not try to challenge for it. I don't think Piastri, of course, can mathematically win it, but Lando is the closest.
I don't think he can. He's too far back, I think now.
If he's too far back, then Lando. At the end of the day, it don't matter if he's mathematically or not, right?
It's Lando's to lose now, isn't it?
It's Lando's to win. Lando needs to win it. It's simple.
Yeah, it's Lando's to win. Yeah, it's Lando's to win.
Yeah, because next year they might not do it.
There's going to be a lot of There's going to be a lot of drivers involved because you can see how the Mercedes are now, and you can see Ferrari are creeping.
Be up there.
Yeah, Ferrari are creeping back. But the only thing with the Ferrari, when they won at Monza, they've done that last year. They won at Monza, Sainz, and then the races after they dropped off again. They always do good at Monza, you see. So I'm interested to see how it's going to go forward. But it is what it is. Look, this is the end of the podcast, episode 35 of the Hungarian Grand Prix. The next one's coming probably tomorrow. Look out for that. They're going to come thick and fast now. Anything to say before we go, Toto Hammer?
No, nothing else to say. Just, keep an eye on the content.
Yeah. That's it, man. See you later, guys. And everybody on the podcast, on the audio podcast, thank you very much for following us on there and recommending. Remember, Stitcher, iTunes, Spotify. I'm on all of them. Remember, hit that button. It's F1 Debrief. Big up to everybody. See you later, guys. And let's get this on or get it on time. See you later, guys. Bye.